Where is Laura today? Is she not here?
I'm the manager here. Why is everyone coming in and asking for Laura today? You don't want me to do your hair? You're not going to be happy with that?
I do like it when Laura does my hair. She really does a good job and I feel really happy afterwards. She usually gives me a massage afterwards too, and that's nice. I don't get that kind of service at other places, so I really appreciate her and what she does for me. Where is she? Is she not here?
She's busy getting ready for the wedding. Are you sure you really want her to do your hair? Can't you be happy with someone else?
I really like her. Is there someone else here who can do as good a job as she does? I really want the kind of service that's going to make me happy.
I'm really good at this too. You can trust me. I've got all the qualifications you might want me to have. Laura isn't fully qualified yet, but she's really getting there. When she's ready, she'll be back and she can do your hair for you.
Is it normal for someone like her to start working in a place like this? Isn't it too big? I thought the younger workers had to start at a small place and then work their way up.
She's really getting better every day. I have really high hopes for her. She needs to spend a lot of time getting used to this place first. If she really works hard, then she's going to get better and better at what she does. If she works here, then she can really learn a lot and she can learn it quickly. It's a great environment for her to be in.
My cousin is unmarried. I'd really love to introduce him to her.
Nice to see you.
Hi, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Tell me, what is it? Did something bad happen? You didn't seem to be yourself as of late. I've been a little worried about you, so please tell me what's wrong.
It's about that thing we were talking about.
Oh, I know.
It's not the education level or the job. That's not the problem.
You don't need to be modest about all this stuff. You're a hardworking girl, and it's only natural that you want the best kind of man you can get. You really deserve it. Who wants to settle for something they don't really want? You're young and beautiful, so you can really take your time. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there who are interested in you. You just need to get out there and find him.
It's so nice of you to say this stuff, but I don't think you're right about it. I'm really not that good looking. I think I'm just a normal-looking girl.
Why are you saying that? You're really beautiful and you know it. You're certainly the most beautiful girl around here. I know that's true. That guy is 8 years older than you. He's really old. You need to have more confidence in yourself. You're really good looking and you know it.
I'm not that good looking. I'm just looking for a guy who is on my level and likes me. I don't want anything special. Just someone I can get along with and feel a strong connection to.
Then you need to get out there and meet someone else. You really need to find someone who deserves you. I'm sure you'll be able to find someone who's right for you. You just need to put the effort in.
I hope you're right about all this.
Just try to have a nice time and don't let yourself feel too overcome by it all.
Thanks for your advice. It's really nice to hear this kind of thing. I hope things go well for you too. I hope the business gets better and better.
You don't need to worry about that. I know what I'm doing.
I'm just going now. I have something to do, so I'll come back and talk to you later.
You need to leave right now?
Yes, sorry about this.
Where are you going? What do you need to do?
It's to do with this location that I was looking at yesterday.
What location were you looking at?
It's nothing. You don't need to think about it. It's just something I had to do. I'll let you know if something interesting happens.
Is it something to do with real estate? I know you've been looking at that kind of thing.
It might be, but you don't need to know about it.
If you've got something to do, then go and do it. You don't want to be late.
Thanks. Talk to you later. You look really beautiful tonight. Thanks so much. You're really nice to me. You must hear that kind of thing a lot. Some of the customers at the hair salon say that kind of thing to me too. They're really nice to me. You deserve all those compliments. You really are beautiful. Stop it! You're making me feel shy. You actually remind me of a sports star or something like that. Maybe tennis. Do you like watching tennis? Are you into sport? I do, actually. I like watching sport, and sometimes I watch tennis, too. I like watching it, too. Everything about it. The players, the music, the fashion. It's such a great show to see. I've always been captivated by the whole thing, and I've always wanted to know who's going to win. Maybe we could go and watch a game together sometime. I think that would be really fun.
It sounds like you're really into all this. I like a man who has passions and interests. You must really like the pretty tennis players.
I do, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is the skill of the players. It's really amazing to see them during a game. If only I could play tennis that well. I've always been a fan of people like that. Tennis stars, dancers, singers, everything. I love to watch them perform. It's really amazing for me to see that. They pay such keen attention to everything they do, and you can really see this when you watch them. Sometimes I can't help but shout out in delight when I watch.
Sounds like you're really into this kind of thing. I'm happy for you. I've seen them on TV too. I can see why you like them.
I love watching international sports matches too. You can really feel how much it means to the people there.
Are you patriotic? Do you start shouting and screaming when you watch these things?
I wouldn't say I was patriotic. I just like to support the people when they play. I can't help but get carried away at times, especially when it's a big game.
It all sounds a bit funny to me. I can imagine you being really into these things. Shouting and all that stuff.
What do you mean? Why does she think that? I don't think it's funny at all. I'm just a normal guy enjoying sports. Where do we pay? Is this the place?
That's right. Are you ready to leave? You can pay here if you want to.
Wait, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Don't worry about it. I can pay for this. You can pay next time if you want.
You're going to pay? It's all a bit embarrassing for me. I'm the man. I'm supposed to pay for this.
You don't need to think like that. It's the 21st century. The man doesn't have to pay for everything. From time to time, it's really not a problem if the woman pays, so that's what I'm going to do now. I hope you don't mind.
I just feel we're breaking one of life's big rules. I don't feel good about this.
You really need to care less about these things. You should be happy that the woman is paying for you. It's going to make your life a little bit easier.
This is all a bit strange to me, but I'm going to go along with it. Who would have imagined that the lady would want to pay for me? She's a really nice girl, and she's got good manners, too. What a catch.
If only you could get married to one of those sports stars that you say you like.
What do you mean by that?
It would be really nice for you. They'd have lots of money, and they could buy you things all the time.
Would that be the right thing to do? I don't know if I'd want to live off the woman's money.
If you get married to someone, then you share the money. It's not really too much to think of it that way. I don't think you need to worry about it if it was your wife. You can relax and just be happy about it all.
I like your thinking. You've really got a good mindset about all this. A lot of women don't think the way you do.
What's going on between you and I? What kind of friends are we?
We're good friends, aren't we? I feel that way. I hope you feel the same way too.
You think you're better than me?
I don't think that at all. I know you're a really intelligent woman. You could outthink me any day of the week. I might not be that clever, but that doesn't mean you can walk all over me. I'm sorry if I don't live up to your expectations when it comes to what you want to talk about. I'm really trying to do my best, so please forgive me if I start to bore you. I'm not really up to date on current affairs, so what can I do?
It might be a bit better for you if you learned how to make conversation. You could talk to people and impress them with all your knowledge. That way people wouldn't just see you as the guy who buys drinks and then just sits there and says nothing. I've been really working hard for so long now, and I've been talking to a lot of people. I really know how to make conversation, and you need to learn to do that too. I've also been really happy to have Laura working for me. She's really good, and she knows how to impress. Thanks to her, business has been really good, and I'm really thrilled with that.
I'm happy to hear that. Let's hope things keep getting better and better for you.
I hope so too. There's a lot of businesses near me, and we all seem to be doing well. Let's hope the good times continue. There's so many potential customers in our area, and my staff really know how to get the customers to come in. I know you really like Laura. Maybe you and her can get together.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Why? You're worried that she's too good for you? Too beautiful?
I just don't know if we're going to get to that level. Who knows what's going to happen? It's something you really have to think about. Is she the right girl for me or not? I don't want to make a decision that I'd regret sometime in the future. It's better to think too much than too little.
Maybe you need to think less and get on with life more. If you don't take your chance, she'll run off with another guy.
What are you talking about? Why do you have to say something like that?
I know how these things work. If you like her, then don't waste your time. Get on with it.
We're just really good friends right now. We'll have to wait and see for what happens in the future. Hi, Laura.
Hi, not seen you in a long time. I didn't think I was going to hear from you ever again. How have you been, and what have you been up to? Tell me all about it.
I hope you don't mind me contacting you like this. I just wanted to talk to you. It's been a long time.
I suppose you want to go and have a drink with me. Is that right?
Is that what you think? Maybe you know me too well.
I'm just happy you've come to see how I am. I was wondering when you were going to come back into my life.
I actually have something I want to ask of you. I hope you don't mind.
What is it? What do you want me to do? I wasn't expecting this.
I want you to let me borrow some money.
You contacted me about this? This is what you wanted. Money?
I was just hoping that you could let me borrow some money. I know you're right, so I didn't think it would be a problem for you.
I feel like you're my child. Why should I be giving you some money like this? When are you going to give it back to me? Are you going to be paying interest too? I suppose you'll be happy if you pay the same rate as a bank. I think I deserve as much.
Let's just get to the point. Are you going to give me the money or not? If you don't want to, then it's fine. Just tell me and I'll try to find someone else.
When do you need it by?
I need it in the next 30 minutes.
I'll just finish my lunch and then I'll send it to you. Is that a good idea?
Can't you do it right now?
Why are you being so impatient about this?
I just need the money.
I'll give it to you, but I don't want you to take too long in paying it back.
Okay, you can count on me. You're going to get it back one day.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Thanks so much for this. Let's go out and have something to eat and drink next week.
Okay, I'd love to.
I really don't know what I'm going to do about all this. It's a bit of a difficult situation for me. I don't really want to change things. I wish we could just go on as we are doing right now. Why change when you're not unhappy about anything? What do you think about all this? You got any ideas? You don't seem to be listening to me, and you just seem to want to do your own thing.
I really think you're getting a bit carried away about all this. There's no need to feel so bad.
Why can't you just do what the others are doing?
I know what I'm doing here, so you don't need to think about that. I can do whatever I want to do. I know myself and my life best. I'm not sure about this place, to be honest. Is it really that nice?
It's in a really good location. The bus stop is just nearby. Keep that in mind when you're thinking about this place. This is a really popular part of town and things are just getting better and better. A lot of young people want to come over here to hang out these days. It's getting really popular. I know this is a good place for a business. It's going to do really well in the future. Things are just going to go from strength to strength. I'm really confident about that. I can't wait for what tomorrow brings. It's going to be even better than today.
I think we need to take a closer look before we make any decisions. I don't like to rush into something without thinking about it first.
The beer is really nice here. Come on, you need to drink something too. Don't just sit there looking all civilized.
I'm going to have something to drink too. The beer is nice here. You're right about that.
I feel I might get a little bit drunk tonight. I really want something nice to drink. So, tell me, where's your boyfriend? Don't you have a special guy in your life right now?
I've got you. You're my best guy friend.
I'm not your lover. I was talking about a proper boyfriend. Have you got one?
I don't really have time for a boyfriend right now. I'm too busy with work. I wouldn't have any time for him.
You're not getting any younger. What are you waiting for? You really need a nice guy in your life. You don't have to be too fussy. Just find a nice guy and see how things go.
Don't worry about it. It will happen one day. I know that. Just let things happen naturally and see what comes along.
If that's what you think, then who am I to change your mind? You didn't even ask me about why I wanted money from you.
I just thought you needed it for something important. I didn't want to pry too much. I know you're a good guy and you're not going to waste the money.
We only talked about it last week and you're not even interested to know why? I would have thought you'd be asking me all kinds of questions. You don't even seem interested.
Did you think I was going to let you down? You know I'm not like that. As long as you get it back to me, then it's all going to be okay. I don't mind.
You earn a lot of money. I bet you wouldn't even notice if I didn't get it all back to you. I won't let you down. I'll get it back to you as soon as I can. I'm really happy that you've decided to support me right now. It really means a lot to me.
It's okay. You don't need to mention it. Let's just enjoy the food and drink. It's really nice here, don't you agree? If you want anything more, then just tell me and we can order it. We can eat as much as we want. What is going on here? What am I doing? Who is this person? What's that?
What are you doing? Oh my God!
What are you trying to do to me? What happened? Why are we here like this?
What do you mean? What are you doing? I didn't do a thing. Why are we even lying here like this? What happened between us two?
I think we got a bit too drunk. I can barely remember a thing. I don't think we did anything, did we? We just laid down here, but nothing happened?
I think so. My memory is a bit bad. I'm not naked, so I guess nothing happened.
I really hope that's the case. I can't believe we ended up like this. I've never done anything like this before in my life.
I guess you could call it good luck.
What are you doing? What are you trying to do? I thought nothing was going to happen.
You really had a lot to drink last night. I'm amazed you've even got up at all. Are you going to go to work today or not?
We need to talk.
What about? You want to talk about what happened last night? I thought you'd want to forget about it.
Can we really just do that? Can we just move on as if nothing happened?
I think we might just have to try and do that. We were both drunk and that's the end of it. Why do we need to talk about it again? Let's just forget it happened. It might be the best thing for both of us. It just happened, but we don't need to think about it again.
I suppose you've got a good point. Where are my shoes?
Let's just get cleaned and then go and get something to eat. We can just move on and forget about this whole thing. Let's just pretend nothing ever happened at all.
It's not a bad idea, if I'm being honest. Are you okay?
What do you mean?
How was the coffee? You like it? You look like you need a bit of coffee. It seems to me like you didn't get much sleep last night. Is that right?
The coffee's nice, thanks. It's really helping me out right now.
I'm glad to hear that. I wouldn't want you to be too tired.
I'm not tired. I'm okay. You don't need to talk about it.
I bought something with the money I've been making. It's a new building in town. It's a really good location for a beauty salon. There's already some things in that building, too.
How did you afford that? Where did you get the money from?
The money that I earned. Did you think I wouldn't have enough?
I just didn't realize that you were that wealthy. I didn't think you were going to be buying whole buildings. The whole thing just sounds so crazy to me.
I've got a lot of money. I've got some land and I can sell parts of it to make some cash as and when I need to.
So why do you work then if you've got all this money? Why don't you just have an early retirement?
I'm just not that type of person. I don't want to laze around while others work. There's always something more to be done. Who has time to rest in this world? That part of town is really nice too. It's really good for a business and I'm happy to be a part of it. I think it's going to be a really great place to make some money. I'm not going to regret this. I know that.
If that's what you think.
You're just going to have to get on with your own life. If you don't like what I do, then I'm not going to try and change your mind. I'm sure you've got a lot of things on your plate right now. Maybe some women that you need to impress or something like that.
What makes you think I've been talking to a woman? What did you hear? Did someone tell you something?
Word gets around. You need to be careful that people don't find out all of your secrets. The best thing you can do is to not tell anyone anything at all. That's the only way to keep things secret. Otherwise, you're going to be the talk of the town.
Tell me everything you know. I want to know what's going on here.
I don't have to tell you things if I don't want to. You'll just have to guess. I just need to think about my business and make sure the customers are happy. I don't need to bother with anything else. I get to hear it all. People come in and they tell me what's going on. That's how I find things out.
Who told you and what did they say?
Just a girl I know.
Who was it?
Just a girl that hangs around here. I see her from time to time and we talk about things.
I've been really busy recently. I haven't had time to do anything. I know you're busy. I'm not going to get annoyed about that. Is there something you're not happy about? You seem to have something on your mind. I was just thinking about that day. I thought we were just going to let it go and never talk about it again. I'm happy with that. We can put it in the past and that can be the end of it. You're happy to do that? That's okay. I think so. I thought that's what you wanted. I don't want that to happen. I can't forget about it quite so easily. What do you mean by that? Ever since it happened, it's been on my mind. I just can't get away from it. You know I like you. I can't just let it go like this. You like me? Really? I didn't even realize. I know you're a bit younger than me, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. I can't stop thinking about you. I hope you feel the same. So, what do you want to happen? I thought it would be obvious right now. I thought you might have thought about it too. Really? Is this how you feel? What do you think? How do you feel about me? I don't really know how to feel about all this. I didn't even realize you felt this way. I thought it was just the drink talking. I didn't think you really liked me at all. I like you and I can't pretend otherwise. Things are never going to be the same again. I want to be with you. I've got big plans for the two of us. I want to get married as soon as I can and I want to have a child. I know this might be a little much for me to come out with, but I just felt I had to tell you. We've been getting closer and closer, and I think this is the natural next step for the two of us. Can you remind me how much money I've borrowed from you? I think it's a few $1,000s. Aren't you keeping track of it? I just wasn't certain. I'm going to be able to get it back to you before the weekend. I hope you're happy with that. I'm not worried about it. I know you're going to get it back to me one day. I had forgotten about it, to be honest. It's not that much, and I don't want it to ruin things between you and I. You're a rich girl. You don't even need to care about it. That's funny. There's something I want to tell you. I hope you don't mind. Hang on, I just want to check how much money I spent today. Give me a moment, please. Can it wait? There's something I want to talk to you about. What is it? Is it urgent? You and I only just got married. We haven't been husband and wife for that long. I want us to be really open and honest with each other. I don't want us to have any secrets that the other person doesn't know. Did I lie to you? You don't look too happy. What makes you feel this way? I always tell you the truth. You know I do. It's not that. It's something else. It's me, not you. I have a debt. It's been accumulating for a long time. What? You're in debt? I didn't know about that. I wanted to tell you about it before we got married, but I didn't have the time. I'm sorry. I think you should have mentioned this before we got married. Isn't that the right thing to do? You've borrowed a lot of money off me in the past. Now there's something else. I really don't believe it. I'm sorry. There's something else I need to tell you about. What is it? How much is the debt? It's all to do with when I went to college. I had to borrow a lot of money to go. I was living with my mom and nobody else. You know that. We didn't have a lot of cash, so I had to borrow some. The cost was really high, but there was no way of getting away from it. If I didn't pay, then I couldn't have studied, so I did what I had to. Did you know about this? I thought I might have mentioned it to you at some point in the past. I didn't know about it. You didn't tell me. At least you're talking about it now. I also got a loan when I started working because I wanted to buy a car. The debt just kept on getting bigger and bigger. I didn't want it to happen, but it did. What car was it? I didn't know you had an expensive car. It was just a BMW. It wasn't really that expensive. Not expensive? It seems like an expensive brand to get when you've only just started work. I guess you might be right about that. Are you trying to tell me that you spent all of your money on a car? Now you've got nothing left and you want to borrow from me again? I don't know what we're going to have to do. I borrowed some more money just before you and I got married. I might not be able to pay it off and we might have to sell my mom's house. You're going to have to sell your mom's house? Then what's your mom going to do? I don't know. It's going to be a big problem. My mom never really worked. She was always a housewife for my dad and she didn't make much money. When my dad passed away, she inherited some money from him, but I don't think it was enough. We used to live off the money that my dad left behind, but I don't think it's enough anymore. Have you ever thought about not spending more than you earn? Did you really need to go into debt to buy those things? If you just live frugally, then you can get by in life with no problems. You might be right, but there's no point talking like that now. It's too late. It's been like this since I was young. There's nothing I can do about it now. When I didn't have enough, I had to go to my friends and ask for money. It's just what I had to do to get by and not go bankrupt. That included asking you for some money. You told me you didn't mind and that it wasn't too much. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to help me out again. It would really mean a lot to me if you could. I really don't know if this is the right thing to do. Are you going to be able to pay it all back to me? Why didn't you tell me about this before we got married? What were you thinking? If you don't help me, then what else can I do? The debt is about $300,000 right now, and it's just going to get bigger. Is this debt going to affect me? Am I going to be drawn into this if we don't pay it down? I don't know. So you're telling me that you're in debt to the sum of $300,000? This is just crazy. Why didn't you let me know sooner? I'm really sorry about all this. I didn't mean for it to happen this way. You just didn't think to tell me before we got married. You just thought it would be okay to leave it until now? What was going on in your mind to think that? Of course I would want to know. I didn't know what you would say if I told you, so I kept putting it off. I know I should have said something sooner, but it's too late to go back now and change things. We're just going to have to accept the situation and move on as best we can. I'm really not happy about this. We're married now, so we're in this together and there's no way around that. I wanted to get married to someone for love, not for money. I didn't want to have to deal with all this. If you really love me, then you would have told me about this a lot sooner. You wouldn't have left it until now. I do love you. I really wanted to marry you and I didn't want anything getting in the way. We can't just walk away from this now. It's not just my problem anymore. It's yours too. We're in this together, like it or not. You have to think about me and you and the long-term implications of not paying this debt. It's going to get really bad for the two of us. How are we going to pay for healthcare and things like that in the future? I really don't want to think about it. What are you talking about right now? Why are you bringing that into all this? This is not going to affect my future or my healthcare. It's your problem and you're going to have to deal with it. You can't just ignore this and pretend it isn't happening. It's going to harm the two of us. You need to start thinking as if you and I are on the same team. This isn't just my problem anymore. You really need to listen to me right now and stop trying to brush this to one side. It isn't going away and you need to face up to that. I'm not trying to run away from your problem. I just want you to know that you should have told me about this a long time ago, and it's really stupid of you to come to me about this now. Why didn't you say something? I'm sorry, but we're husband and wife now, and we need to face these things together. Don't you remember when we first met? What about it? We were talking about my hobbies and how I like sports stars. Why are you talking about this? What's this got to do with anything? You're rich. You're from a rich family. You've got a lot of money, just like a sports star. Now we're husband and wife. This debt is going to be our problem together. I didn't think you'd have a problem with this. I know you love me and you want to do what's good for me. Now is your time to show me that you really care about me. Oh my God! I can't believe this is happening. I think we need to slow things down and think about me and what this is going to do to me. I don't want any problems over this. I really don't deserve that. I don't want to think about this right now. Let's talk about it again tomorrow after work. There's really nothing more for us to talk about. I've told you about the debt and you need to do your bit and help pay it off.
What did you say? What do you mean by that?
This isn't my responsibility. It's yours. You've only just told me about all this and you want me to pay it off? We're husband and wife. We're supposed to look after each other when we're in a bad situation.
I know we're married, but that doesn't mean I have to do whatever you want me to do. Hello?
Are you Laura? I've been meaning to talk to you.
I'm Laura. What is it?
I'm calling from the bank. Is now a good time to talk?
It's fine. What's happened?
I wanted to tell you about the loan you applied for. The business loan. Sadly, you were rejected and we won't be able to give you the loan.
Really? Why is that? I thought I met all the criteria.
It's because your husband is in debt. We can't lend to you when you're married to him. It's too much of a risk for us.
Oh, really? I didn't know that would be a problem.
Your husband was paying for a car, then suddenly he changed his card and payment plan. It means that his credit score dropped down really low, and this is going to impact you too.
That's really bad for me. I had no idea that his credit score was going to have an impact on me. I'm really not happy about this, but it seems there's nothing I can do. We need to talk.
Okay. What is it?
I've really not been feeling good ever since we had that conversation yesterday.
I'm sorry about it, but it's something that we're going to have to face up to. There's really no point in burying your head in the sand.
I have actually got a lot of business commitments myself. I've got loans too, but they're under control. I know what it's like to have a big debt. My dad's business is in debt too, and things aren't going that well for him right now either. I had to try and help him out, so I took on some of the loan myself too. It's actually quite a lot of money. More than your debt. It seems we both had a little secret about debt.
You're not even that old and you're in debt too. Are you sure you're going to be able to pay it all back?
I think so. I can do it if I really try. My dad is good at business too. I know things are going to get better for the both of us.
Why didn't you tell me about all this?
I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't. Now that you've been honest about your financial situation, I guess I should be honest about mine too.
Okay, just wait a moment, please.
I hope you're not too surprised about all this.
Don't you think you've been a little unfair on me? Keeping this a secret from me?
Why do you say that?
You're in debt more than me. You were complaining I didn't tell you before we got married, and now you're telling me this. Why didn't you tell me? How can you be such a hypocrite? You really should have made this clear to me before we got married.
I thought we loved each other. I didn't think it would matter if I had some debts. You told me that you loved me, and I believed you. I thought that was going to be enough to see us through good times and bad. I didn't want to tell you about the debt because it might have scared you away from me. I really wanted to marry you, and I didn't want anything getting in the way of that. I hope you can understand this from my point of view.
I do love you, but this is really something else.
We're husband and wife. You've told me that so many times. We're just going to have to get through all this together. I know you can understand that.
I don't know how I can take this. I didn't realize it was like this. You should have told me a long time ago.
The conversation didn't go too well. In fact, it was so bad that it was one of the last conversations we ever had. Shortly after, we went straight to the courthouse and got a divorce. Our marriage just couldn't last. We both agreed to the divorce, and it was over with pretty quickly. Would you like to have some coffee?
Thanks, I'd love to.
I'm really happy to meet you right now, but next time I'd be happier if we could meet somewhere a bit nicer.
If you don't like it, then you didn't have to come here.
No, it's fine. I wanted to talk to you.
It's been a long time since we met each other. I've been thinking about you a lot.
Try not to think about me too much. It's better if we just move on with our own lives. I heard that you got remarried. Is that right?
I did. I've just been trying to get on in life with my new girl.
Does she know about your debt and all that? Did you tell her?
The debt has got bigger since then, but I'm trying to do my best to pay it off.
How can you be so useless in life?
Do you really have to be like this? I really need my wife to get a job. Can she work in one of your beauty salons?
Why do you want her to do that?
I want her to get a good job so she can earn some money and help me pay off my debts. I think it would be really nice if she could get a job with you.
I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think it would be proper. I can't imagine employing my ex-husband's wife.
That's just a bit too crazy for me.
I'm really sorry about this, but I'm going to have to say no to your request.
That's really not what I wanted to hear. Anyway, how are you doing these days? Everything good?
Fine, thanks. I got married again, too.
Who with? I didn't know about this.
I married David.
David? The guy that works in real estate?
I hope you're not going to get jealous about it. I've left you behind and I don't want to think about you again. He's a much better man than you anyway.
You could never be as capable as he is. What does he think about your debt? Did you tell him about that, or are you keeping it a secret from him, too?
What debt are you talking about? I don't have a debt.
You told me about it. Don't you even remember that? It was one of the reasons why we broke up.
Oh, that? I remember what you're talking about now. My dad's business got better and better and we paid off the debt. We don't have it anymore. I always knew my dad was going to get there in the end. He's a really talented guy with great business sense. My dad paid for everything so I can live in comfort now. I don't need to worry about it. We sold all the land too, and we made a lot of money from that.
You did what? You really went and did that?
I don't know why you're surprised about it.
How much money are you making right now?
A lot more than I used to. You don't need to worry about the exact figures. Things are really good for me right now. It all got better since I left you.
You don't need to be so arrogant about all this.
I guess I'm a really lucky girl. I always get what I deserve. I'm really going places in life, and it seems you're going nowhere at all. I think it's time you get out of here and don't come back. I've had enough of talking to you. Good luck finding a job for your wife. Don't contact me again.